Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to talk about an idea that I've had for a couple of years, which is that of a very, very, very long walk with your dog. And I mean record breaking, extreme record breaking long walk. Such a large extreme measure that you would need the following. I would guess that under 1 in a million people in the world would be capable of doing such, and I unfortunately am not one of them. Even without the dog, it would be hardly anybody at all. And that's to be healthy yourself, where you can walk double digit miles many days of the year, over 300 of them. 10, 15, 20, whatever you can do. You need a young, healthy dog. Practically every dog can handle that kind of walk. And you don't need to have a dog, but I think it would be cool if you did. And I think it would be ideal for the dog to be between 1 to 2 years old, very healthy, very well trained. And of course, you being the master for the dog, you would need at least two other people to help you amongst this record-setting breaking event, because you can't do it solo. Security reasons is obvious for the measure, but you're going to need someone else who can walk as well or close to as well as you can, because someone's going to have to videotape this. And well, you're all going to be famous for doing such, but you're going to want to record this and upload this on a day-to-day basis. You're going to need a motorhome, because this is going to be many a days. You're going to need to sleep, place to relax when you have relaxing time. Of course, you're going to be relaxing touring the cities and the towns, but a place to relax nonetheless. You're going to need a person to drive the vehicle, because if you're going to be walking 15 miles, that vehicle's got to make it that 15 miles as well, so someone would have to drive it there. And you're going to need all the computer stuff, a video camera, the computer, all needed accessories, your YouTube account, an AdSense account. But if you didn't have one, you could probably get one within days after you started this. A decent amount of cash to start the journey, but once you can get this thing going, it's going to become a profitable business, I would think, as well as an amazing lifelong journey. And of course, the plan in which you have is, for something like this, has to be so specific. So without further ado, let's now take a look at a map of North America, and let's talk about going for a very, very long walk. Let's just use the example, say you start in Chicago. You're going to go for a walk, you go for a few days, and in many days, that's about as far as you're going to go as that white line. Just maybe you can go through a few towns. That's about as far as you're going in the early stages. But each day, you post it on YouTube. Maybe you post it on an account you just started that day. Okay, 20, 30 people see at the start. Next thing you know, you head into Indiana and into Michigan, and you start heading east. Well, if you're this far, that's been a long, long walk. You have had many sleeps, and you've posted many videos, and you've had major increases already, because this would go viral if somebody did this. That maybe you're getting 1 million views by now, but they're going to be coming. But you're definitely getting thousands and probably tens of thousands before you even enter Canada, even doing this route in here. And now you're in Canada. So you're at Lake Erie, and you head over to Toronto. If you come by this area, let me know. If you're doing this, then that would be something, to say the least. Again, this is 1 in a million of people that would do it, and there's probably going to be about 600 people watching this video. Continuing further, if you happen to do this area, I would suggest to go about 50 to 70 miles north of Lake Ontario, because there is much for beauty in the landscape. Nice rocks. There's some great blueberries in that area, other different berries as well, strawberries, but blueberries grow wild up there, which is what's so cool. A lot of small lakes, good fishing. And let's just head on over to Montreal, because when you're doing something like this, you're just going to have a lot of fun. Check the areas out, do things that you enjoy, fishing, maybe you want to play basketball at a gym somewhere, an outside gym, or whatever it is that you like. Go to different theater shows. It's all up to you. So then let's assume you want to head into Vermont and Maine before you head all these big Atlantic cities like New York, Philadelphia, Boston, and such. But you got to go to New York. And while you're in the area, Boston isn't far from New York. And check those areas out. And at this point, is it even possible to do this route in under a year? Maybe. I don't. It'd be close, maybe. Close. It's doing 20 miles a day. If you do 100 days, that would be 2,000 miles. You could go a decent amount of distance, but 20 miles is a long average, a hard average to do, I would think. But maybe some great runners and joggers are out there that can want to become very famous because, again, 1 in a million, if not greater. Maybe you head down to Florida. Lots of fun in here. And schedule to go different places where you want to go. Maybe if you can climb mountains as you're headed to the mountain area. Maybe check out Vegas. Go where it's cold, maybe into British Columbia, into Edmonton and Calgary. And the prairies would be kind of boring, actually. So you might want to find what might bore the living crap out of you, because I think this part of the walk would. But you're famous as anything at this point. How many years would it take to do 7,000, 8,000 miles? Because to go from Maine to Florida to Los Angeles to Las Vegas to Vancouver. Vancouver's close to up here, I think. Somewhere up here. And then all of this, the miles that you'd be taking would be record breaking. No one has done even close to this type of length. Even just something like that would be historic in itself, or that distance for the most part. It's also something I think would have a good chance that your name would be talked about thousands and thousands of years ago, as all the popular names 1,000 years ago in the past were talked about. Be as popular as Christopher Columbus, maybe even more popular. That's the probability, I think, of that event. You're going to beat more people than you could imagine. A lot of haters, but a lot more people that will be supporting you. And it would be an event, like I say, noteworthy, that I think that the views you would get by posting this on a daily basis, especially if your personality is extreme, then it just goes hand in hand. And then when you're starting with the cash that you need, you're starting to spend that early. Next thing you know, you're going to have these AdSense checks that would come in that would get so mammoth. You're going to have people that will be giving you tickets to events, giving you food, maybe giving you a spa to stay at, giving you cash, giving you gold, giving you silver, giving you Bitcoin, giving you all this type of stuff, because that's what goes with the territory on a venture of that nature. And if you live somewhere else, South America, Australia, maybe you do that similar event in your area, in Europe, into Russia, into Africa, in China, wherever. It could probably work almost most nations in the world. Of course, you got to be smart. You got to know where you're going, where not to go. That's the most important one. And for those that do it, have fun. Take care.